Hey guys and gals of YouTube, how y'all doing? Dave Boyd here, and no hat, no shave. Today's Swords Day, so we're off today. Don't even have a watch on today. I really haven't done much of anything. Actually did some cleaning and found some old totes that I opened up and some other stuff. And I got quite a collection of sealed sets, especially some vintage sets, which are really cool. But one of the problems I have about YouTube is sometimes it's all about like flexing stuff. You know, people saying, it's just an example. Oh, look, I have this. It costs this much. And what they're maybe unintentionally doing is sending the message like you can't afford it or it's no longer available, so you can't get it even if you have the money. You see a lot of that message out there. And I don't think it's always intentional, but I'm sensitive toward it. And then, of course, I watched someone else's video talking about end-of-life stuff, and I don't know how their health is. Maybe that's what their secret message are, possibly. But they're talking about, hey, their videos will continue to upload because they pre-recorded so much content. So they said it might be weird, like, even after they pass, you might be watching their videos. And it got me thinking more and more about, especially like Lego. We've got so much vintage stuff sitting here, and even new stuff, and even stuff from just a year ago. And people come and go, and these belonged once to someone, and the great channel R.R. Slugger talked about that one. Talked about people passing and what happens to their collections. So maybe we should apply this like one of the other channels talks about enjoying things. How do you enjoy sealed Lego sets? Well, I guess you just look at them. So on to that note, I know I've got several of these. Some of this stuff's in vapor bags because of dangers of, just dangers, I literally protect this stuff, which is funny because later, someone else may not care. But original price tag, 1974. This is a famous tipper truck. This is actually the front of the box. If you see the little creasing, you would tear these open and then you could use a box to, sorry, that Lego set. Use this box for storage. Anyways, 612 was a German or the European release, and 435 was the U.S. or the North American release. I have a few of these. I'm actually currently looking for some of the other ones. And that's one of the problems with having a lot of sets is you sometimes lose track. No particular order here. Speaking of Rock Raiders, we have the Mini Heroes collection. These are expensive. They're hard to get. They're exclusive. R.R. Slugger had talked in depth about having the full set and debating whether that was worth to pick these up. I guess if you're a completionist, you should. I bought it mostly just because I enjoy sealed Lego, and $19.99 is my cutoff for Lego sets from this particular that we're talking about. And Rock Raiders was the last of that. After that, 2003 color change and the end of the trans era, and yeah. Anyways, one of my personal, truly favorites is Insectoids. And this is a Toys R Us one. KB Toys, I'm sorry. I have a Toys R Us one too. Which means I maybe have multiple ones. The Beta Buzzer. It's a nice little basic set. It's box has seen better days, but it's still sealed. $4.99. And ironic. This appears to be another Beta Buzzer right here. It is. And this box is in way worse shape. Probably I got this box first. And then, the thing about collecting is you always want to upgrade. Or maybe I just got an offer from eBay. This has really been beat up. It's been wet too, or some sort of sticker. I would say wet because the box has a kind of a collapsed feeling to it, and the cardboard feels weird. But there it is, a sealed Insectoid set. One of two. And let's see what else is up. Another Rock Raiders set. The Rock Raiders crew. Rock Raiders is really cool because so many of their builds, so many of their ships, their craft, would have multiple seats, but only one figure. And this was a good way to get the whole crew, with the exception, of course, of the Chief, which he's a kind of a special piece of his own. I do have a loose Chief. I don't have a sealed Chief, or else I'd be showcasing him here. Unless, of course, I couldn't find him, that, of course, would not be. Yes, this was one of the first of the insectoid sets I ever found. I pieced it together from a batch from Goodwill. This particular one is $2.99 at a store I've never heard of called Zany. Possibly long gone, who knows? I could Google it, but I'm just too lazy to do so. This box is crispy. I mean, this box, you can imagine that you're back there in 1998 pulling off the shelf. Or out of one of those big wire baskets that even Walmart used to have. Remember those? And we have another Rock Raider set. I got more Rock Raiders than I realized. A Hover Scout, 4910. This is Walmart for $2.77. Pretty cool box. I would love to see little boxes like this come back, little builds like this. I imagine it could be a little battle pack nowadays. Okay, we'll save the best for last. This is not the last. The last is actually a Spyrius set. Anyways, with the old rip tabs. Legoland Pirate System. You remember when it used to be called Legoland? 6260 is what it is. From a store called Bradley's. And I have seen that sticker bra. I've never been to Bradley's. Another pretty crispy box. It's a pretty basic set, but it has all the great characteristics that you would want, especially from that era. Yeah, Spyrius is my dream lineup. And I have all but one set from the Spyrius line. I was able to get this one. And this one was pretty exciting. I'd even put in some people's shorts talking about rare sets. This is part of one of those multi-pack sets that Ice Planet 2002 also had. It was a way of Lego pushing two types of sets or two types of interests, maybe someone that wasn't normally used into it. And this was sold for $6.99. It's a sealed special value set. It's 1843. It has a Spyrius build and it has a castle build. And by those catapults, really cool. I have a loose set, and I have this one loose also, so I was able to, do the, that's what it's called, what it is. I was able to play with it, just like I would as a child. But it was a childhood. It wasn't part of me because I was long into Dark Ages by this time. But I absolutely love this set. Really, really appreciate the care the person took sending it to me. It did come off of eBay. It came off of a bid, and they double boxed it because I had expressed concerns about it arriving safely. And that was amazing. But I guess at the end of the day, we'll bring out the Unitron Chief here. At the end of the day, if you love Lego, don't be afraid to touch it. Don't be afraid to look at it. It was, after all, made as a toy. I know that a lot of the AFOLs out there are going to probably flip me the bird when they hear that, but that's true. And I'm not saying to break open vintage packs to prove that you have the money or the lack of willpower to do so. But what I'm going to say is just let this sink in. That one man's collection that was covered by R.R. Slugger, his collection was liquidated. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I think it's probably best to get the collection back out there. But he brought up his point, Somebody's collection could end up in a landfill or... I talk about Goodwill all the time. We all probably go look for thrift stores hoping to catch a deal. And when we do that, yeah, you might very well catch a deal. Better yet, maybe give a new life to an old toy, like you can play with one of these old sets and relive your own childhood, or invent a childhood that maybe is more suitable to you. Maybe you have bad memories and you're old like me and you want to just, your memories start to fade anyway. So maybe make some new childhood memories. I'm getting a little bit poetic there. I probably should get off that subject quickly, but you can save old sets, old toys, and true, you may not really know who it was who owned it or their memories, and you know what, that might be just for the best. Anyways, I'm getting long-winded here. I tend to talk a lot. I do miss live streams, but this video style is easier for now because my schedule is just insane, and that is part of the problem, but that's okay. It's also part of the blessings. Anyways, be blessed out there. Appreciate the great community, the great support. Let me know what you have, what kind of sets you like. If you like any of the stuff here. Definitely still working on that Boba Fett figure. So y'all stay safe, be safe. Until next time, ciao.